Howdy. So I've made a little spreadsheet to calculate the total impact force in running. What you see on the screen here is a vertical force signature of a female runner with the following characteristics. She's running at 5 meter per second. She's shod, meaning she's wearing shoes, with a 4-foot strike and a mass of 69.21. This was taken from this publication. If anyone wants to get that reference, I'm more than willing to share it with you. So let's assume that this runner is a very talented 800 meter runner. And if we put in those numbers, so 69.21 kilograms, let's assume a stride length of 1.5 meters, which is pretty realistic, I think. Stride length is nothing but the distance between successive landings of the same foot. So from here to about here, which is 2 cycles, so that's 1.5 meters. So what's the impact? Well, this graph gives us a clue. This is the vertical force time signature. So at the moment she strikes the ground, there's a little hump. That is the initial peak. But when this curve fully blooms at around mid-stance, that force is about 3 times body weight. So 3 times body weight, if this runner has a weight of 69, 3 times body weight is simply 208 kilograms. And if we assume that this is an 800 meter race, then the landing per foot is nothing but the distance divided by stride length divided by 2, because as I said, it's over 2 cycles, so you need to divide it by 2 to get landings per foot, which then helps us calculate the total weight lifted over that distance, which is nothing but landings per foot times impact force per foot strike, which, as you can see, is a staggering number. It's 55,368 kilograms over the course of 800 meters. When converted into US tons, that's 55.3 tons. Okay, 55.3 tons. So what if we changed this to a realistic situation of a long distance runner? Let's assume that this long distance runner is 70 kilogram, because that's a more realistic average. Because it's long distance, let's assume that stride length is only 1.2. Consequently, impact force may not be really 3 times, it may be just 2 times. So 2 times body weight is 140 kilograms. Now let's assume that this is not 800 meters but 10k race, so 10,000 meters. The landings per foot just proportionally goes up to 4,170 nearly landings per foot, and the total weight lifted over the course of that distance is now 583 tons. 583 tons for 70 kg runner. Okay, so these are staggering numbers, and we can obviously see that the performance runner is at a catch-22 situation. Those aspiring for excellence have to train a lot. So training means simply doing these kind of distances in training before the race. So body has to withstand these forces, and during the race it's quite obvious that the body has to withstand or be in a condition to withstand these kind of forces. So runners looking for excellence walk a fine line between health and injury, and some of us who run really quickly, cover distances quickly, know this, that it's something that becomes a friend almost. The idea of getting injured is always in the back of our head. Just remember that performance is really an XY graph, and there's a fine line between health on one hand and injury on the other. And if you want to be a very excellent runner, you have to skirt that fine line, walk that fine line. So yeah, that's really the only message I have. If anyone wants this calculator and wants to play around with it, I'm more than willing to put it up somewhere so you can download it. Ciao.